Day in History. Official surrender of Japan aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bar ended World War II. The formal surrender of Japan aboard the battleship USS Missouri in Tokyo Bar on this day 1945 marked the end of World War II. On that day, Japanese representatives signed the Instrument of Surrender, officially capitulating to the Allied powers and bringing an end to the most devastating conflict in history. In the early morning hours of this day, 1666, the Great Fire of London breaks out in the house of King Charles II baker on Pudding Lane near London Bridge. It soon spread to Thames Street, where warehouses filled with combustibles and a strong easterly wind transformed the blaze into an inferno. When the Great Fire finally was extinguished on September 6th, more than 4/5 of London was destroyed. 16 people were known to have died. President Abraham Lincoln restored General George B. McClellan to full command of the Union Army on this day 1862. Following General John Pope's disastrous Second Battle of Bull Run, Lincoln was desperate for a leader to raise the sagging morale of the defeated Union troops after a summer of losses, believing McClellan, despite his own past failures and lack of aggression, was the best available general to whip the soldiers into shape. McClellan's restoration came after his army had been transferred to Pope's command, and Pope had failed to secure a victory against Robert E. Lee. Chinese miners are massacred in Rock Spring. 150 white miners in Rock Springs brutally attacked their Chinese co-workers, killing 28, wounding 15 others, and driving several hundred more out of town. The miners working in the Union Pacific coal mine had been struggling to unionize and strike for better working conditions for years. But at every juncture, the powerful railroad company had bested them. Searching for scapegoats, the angry miners blamed the Chinese. The Chinese coal miners were hard workers, but the Union Pacific had initially brought many of them to Rock Springs as strike breakers, and they showed little interest in the miners' union. Outraged by a company decision to allow Chinese miners to work the richest coal, a mob of white miners impulsively decided to strike back by attacking Rock Springs' small Chinatown. Vietnam declares its independence from France. Hours after Japan's surrender in World War II, Vietnam's communist Ho Chi Minh declares the independence of Vietnam from France. The proclamation paraphrased the U.S. Declaration of Independence in declaring, "All men are born equal. The Creator has given us inviolable rights, life, liberty, and happiness," and was shared by an enormous crowd gathered in Ho Chi's Da Bin Square. Looking at some observances, World Coconut Day is observed today to recognize the importance of the coconut industry and raise awareness about its diverse uses and benefits. Established by the international coconut community, it promotes the sustainable production and consumption of coconuts, which are vital for economies and communities in many tropical countries. Pierce Your Ears Day serves as a cultural and creative holiday to honor the tradition of ear piercing while emphasizing safety and self-expression through jewelry. It is a day to learn about the history of ear piercing and to enjoy getting new piercings or adding existing ones. promoting confidence in safe piercing practices and creative jewelry choices. Lastly, National Live Fearless Day is observed to encourage people to step outside their comfort zones, confront their fears, and pursue personal growth. The day serves as a reminder that we don't have to let fear dictate our lives, but instead can embrace possibilities and become our authentic selves. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.